Hi, class. Um, these prompts were very thought-provoking this week. When it comes to being judged or judging others due to gender, I feel like I have been judged because of my gender my entire life. I've talked about this in videos before. I'm an only child. Mom wanted a girl, dad wanted a boy. They got a girl. So I tried to do a lot of things that were both genders. So when I did things that were more stereotypical of a male, people looked at me like I was odd. Um, and there were times that I enjoyed doing the guy stuff more than the girl stuff. Um, so I was judged for that. And do I judge others because of their gender? Absolutely, because there are certain things that I feel like a female should do over a male and vice versa. And I tend to see myself gravitate more towards men bosses. I have a female boss right now, and I love working with her, but there are times that I'm a little uncomfortable looking at her as an authority figure. I look at her more as an equal. And I struggle with that sometimes in the workforce. Are there different expectations based on gender? Yes, just as in the scenario of Heidi and Howard, I do feel like that women need to be more kind and nurturing and helpful, and men tend to put forth that strong, assertive voice. And women a lot of times seem to be harsh when they put that foot forward. And it's sad, really, because women have to be more assertive than men to get anywhere in the world, regardless of how competent they are in their mindset and in their skill set. They have to be assertive to let it be known that they are competent in what they're doing and what they are dealing with. Um, have I ever struggled to be likable? Um, I feel like I have. And I can't really pinpoint what that would be in my life, but I always felt like I struggled to fit in because, like I said, trying to do things that were typically things that guys would do, I was looked down upon for being female and trying to do those things, such as hunting, fishing, playing ball, things like that. Guy, the guys that I was with looked at me as fragile and not as competent. And I didn't feel like I fit in whenever I tried to do the girl things. So I didn't feel like I was likable on the girl front because I didn't like to, you know, dress up and do the makeup and do all of that. I do now as I've gotten older, but that was something that I've always struggled with um, growing up. I definitely worry about what others think of me and um, my confidence. I am constantly in a battle for my weight. I'm constantly in a battle for my appearance. I make sure I have the makeup, the wrinkle release, the right clothes, the right hair. Although you can't see it now, I'm actually on vacation and I've traveled all day, so the last couple of weeks have been a whirlwind for me. So I'm a little disheveled. Um, and one of the things that was mentioned in our emboldened book was a lot of times women who are leaders and who are assertive find themselves in women's ministry because they're starving to use their gifts, and they're not, those gifts are not always looked at as a strong suit or usable in church type settings because people do kind of have a gender specific role in their mind. So yeah, it's hard for women in ministry, and I'm struggling not only in the business aspect of my life, but in the ministry side of my life. Where do I fit in? How do I take what I'm learning here at school and assert that onto our leadership at church and onto other women within our church? And how do they accept that? So I'm really trying to take a lot out of this class on learning how to do that. So this week's prompt was a little challenging for me. Hope everybody has a great week and can't wait to hear all of your thoughts.